hands. Very different tone, obviously. Andrea Mitchell, and you were talking about this with Peter Alexander. There it is right there, than what we saw over the weekend when the president was very unhappy about what she had to say.
Yeah, I could explain what just transpired there, because what we just saw was the President of the United States thanking everyone, thanking the governor with lavish praise, saying that he does not play politics. Right from the beginning, the governor did not play politics. He then brought in all of the other officials, local officials, but you see that quick handshake with the mayor, and what was said, according to the travel pool, was, "How are you?" said the president. The mayor said, "Good, sir. I just wanted to say, sir, it's not about politics." The president then looked away and walked away and said, "Thank you, everybody." He then sat down, and as you just saw live, he praised the governor, he praised the congresswoman, he praised all of the military officials, of course. He brought in his own chief of staff, Kelly, to come in and say a few words or take a bow. So he basically went up and down the list there. Linda McMahon, the small business cabinet secretary, Mick Mulvaney, the budget director, but very pointedly did not praise the mayor of San Juan, who was sitting at the end of the table out of camera range. Peter Alexander, the political dynamic going on there was pretty transparent.
Yeah, Andrew, that was striking to me. You know, this moment played out a little bit like, and you'll excuse me for referring to a moment that we watched here that most of Americans talked about at the time, which was one of the first cabinet meetings that the president had, where they went around the room and everybody sort of just showered praise on the president. This sort of had that same feel at a time. And even as the president complimented Governor Rosselló, the governor of Puerto Rico, saying that he didn't play politics from the very beginning. You'll remember just 2 days ago, it was the president who on Twitter was accusing his critics of being, in his words, politically motivated ingrates. So the president, I think a lot of folks will say, has played some politics with the situation taking place in Puerto Rico as well. Nonetheless, it's obvious by his comments and the sort of positive way that he's like to spin the federal response taking place right now approaching 2 weeks after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, that the president's hope is to sort of swamp some of the ugly pictures with this idea that the federal government response has just been that good to this point. But to be clear, he's yet to even see the ground. Remember, he just landed, went to have a briefing with the individuals. Now comes the sort of the dirty part, where he goes, gets an aerial tour aboard Marine One. He'll fly over the U.S. naval ship Comfort, as you noted, that just arrived today, which many people viewed as a late arrival for a ship that was going to be providing relief. He's going to visit not just with those survivors or victims of the storm, but also have an opportunity to visit on board another ship there, the Kearsarge, with some of the Navy and Marine Corps members, the service members who have been on the ground there trying to really, clean up, do the best they can to help so many people who are still going without. As we've noted before, water still at a premium in much of this country. 55% of Puerto Rico right now still does not have access to sewer or water, as indicated by the governor just a matter of hours ago. Andrea?
And Peter, you've seen these kinds of moments, these photo opportunities at emergency centers, also in other disaster areas, and also when presidents of the United States and candidates are visiting local communities, and when they thank the local politicians and everyone gets a chance to speak. What's really notable is that the mayor, Mayor Carmen Cruz, was the only elected official who did not get an opportunity to speak there that we could tell. She was seated at the farthest seat from the president, and it was very pointed that she said it's not about politics when she was shaking his hand there. And then when they went to sit down, he opened his remarks by thanking the governor for not playing politics from the start, but did not give her any kind of thank you for what she's doing for her people or give her an opportunity to speak. So that's a pretty deliberate slight politically.
Yeah, Andrew, I think you're right. And to be clear, the president's criticism was deeply personal in recent days, where he appeared to be, in effect, attacking the victims and the survivors.